All right, next topic. BBC license fee being frozen. So this is fun
Okay.
because it means a lot of projects are going to get cut basically
Hmm.
for the coming year in production value because the better and better things do, the more and more it costs to keep it going, right? And
Hmm.
there's some respect that has to be paid to the BBC for giving minorities like a better platform. So you got the Asian Network, goodness gracious me, you've
Hmm.
got people getting more and more exposure through their own outlets. Even though people say, "Oh, I only use BBC One, Two, and iPlayer," I'm like, "Yeah, cool, that's great," but not everyone just uses those.
Yeah.
So I think I do worry a little bit for what that means in the future for their funding and if they're going to start cutting channels or shows, or if their quality of production value is going to go down. Um, yeah, it's just a bit of a shit scenario.
So when you compare, say, BBC One to ITV, right?
Yeah,
Right. So ITV is essentially what like a private channel,
yeah,
which means it has like we don't pay for that. There's no subscription specifically.
no,
But it's
but
publicly
it's all
funded. How does
private because they run adverts, don't they?
exactly. So that's how they revenues. BBC obviously doesn't run any ads. It
They
only
don't run any
advertises
ads
its
now.
own content. So where does the funding come for BBC?
TV license.
Right. And if TV license is completely, and what's the reason for cutting TV license?
It's not cut. It's just frozen. It's frozen because the culture
Why?
secretary. So the culture secretary is saying it needs to be reevaluated. We need to think of better ways of funding it.
Right.
Realistically, what it seems like, again, tinfoil hat, but it seems like they're doing this to sort of send a message to the BBC saying your contract is up in 2027 when you're given, an extension from the government. And if you want to get something better, if you want to get some more money added on, you got to play by our rules and basically don't criticize us as an institution. That's basically it.
Well, Laura Koonsberg is moving on, man. I mean, so the end of the tough questions. She's moving on in April, I understand. But no, that's not good. That's yeah, it's a little
Yeah, so
slight,
it's
isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
very alarming, and the fact that a government can do this is like, okay, I see what you're doing, I see where this is going. It's basically slowly pushing in that direction because you still got
Yeah.
5 years to go, and they're like, oh, you got 5 years to make up for it.
Mm. Yeah, but once you lose a sector, journalism or journalists who can't keep or won't keep a government accountable, that's dangerous, man. That's
It
absolutely what
is,
we don't
and
need.
this is something that James O'Brien said. He said on a show today at LBC, I was listening to it. He said he left the BBC because on the BBC he had to be so impartial that he couldn't criticize anyone. He couldn't criticize the government. He couldn't criticize Donald Trump, etc. He wasn't allowed to do it, so he quit because he said, "I need to have an opinion." And that's fair, which basically shows that the BBC is very impartial as much as they can try and be. They're not the best news outlet. They don't cover small stories or anything like that, as we saw with the immigration bill. It wasn't covered at all. It was all about the Tory party. So I get it. But it's imperfect, but entertainment wise and giving people opportunities, it's better than most institutions by a long, long mile. So you're just thinking, what happens next for those shows? I hope they don't get cut. I hope nothing goes wrong for them, and I hope that they're able to keep ends meeting. But freezing it year on year, inflation's going up as well, which I'm sure you know. Cost
Mm-hmm.
of living is going up, which means your production's probably going to go up as well with it. The cost of making shows is going to go up with it. So what's
Yeah,
going to give?
absolutely.
And I reckon the minority shows are probably going to end up giving first. The ones that had the lowest viewing figures that were basically
Because
built to
it's
give people a
mainstream,
platform
isn't it?
or an opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mainstream EastEnders, things like that will always stay. But yeah, if it's gonna cut, it's gonna cut. The low hanging fruit has to go first.
Yeah. Actually,
So then
no.
break.
Well, is it low hanging fruit? Because the low hanging fruit is like that analogy is for the easy option, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's easy to cut those, isn't it? Because it's like,
Yeah,
well,
true.
who's gonna miss you if you go, isn't it? But then it's like, okay, so these guys who want to break onto the scene now, where do they go? Then well, they have to then appeal to private networks, don't they?
Can't go through the BBC anymore, mate. You got to find your own different avenues. Probably original content through stuff like YouTube. That's probably your next best bet, which isn't that doesn't have the same advertising power or pull.
I don't
But
know, man. Some of these YouTubers who've got millions of subscribers.
yeah, but it took them years to build up those millions of
No,
subs.
they have. But I mean, if you're somebody who partners with them, even if it's paid, like paid sponsorship, but you're promoting your content through a qualified, engaged audience, I think that's the future, man. I think the way people consume content, a lot of it is going to be YouTube. We all do on demand, Netflix and everything. And
Yeah,
that's the
but
other thing,
but
yeah.
if you're a writer
Hmm.
going onto YouTube and trying to
No, no,
write
no,
and
not writing.
build
Yeah,
your
yeah. I was
show,
thinking about
it's not
writing.
the same.
Yeah, yeah, not writing. I was thinking more about like performing or whatever else it might be. that would be. They're essentially YouTubers are going to become promoters, man, for these types of people. Yeah, not for written word. That I don't know what you do.
They kind of are at the moment, aren't they? Because they tend to run their own ads within their own, show or clips or whatever, and then they have the YouTube ad revenue at the beginning and end. Sometimes in the middle. It depends on which stream you watch.
Absolutely, man. So that is the future, I think.
So you reckon the end of the BBC and just move on to that?
Well, and obviously the other thing is on demand, isn't it? How much content we can do. I even think now, I was like, do I need Sky? Do I need Sky? I was actually thinking about this today. We just renewed the contract. So obviously I do need Sky for a little bit longer, but longer term, do I need Sky? What is it that actually value I get from it? Everything, most of what we watch is on demand. The only things I'm really going to watch are breaking news, sports events, which
I think Sky is probably for the older generation now because they're comfortable using their own channels. You get like Sikh channel, etc., Punjab News, all that stuff. Like you get those on Sky.
No, look, as a platform, it's excellent. It's very easy to use. It's got voice control now and things. It's just it is easy, and there's no glitches. Which you can, the other mainstream thing that people do is get these dodgy boxes, those chipped Cody sticks and all that kind of stuff. But then there's like your server goes down and this, and this, and so that's still hit and miss. But yeah, like, I don't know. I think outside of shows and those live events, what do you really watch? I don't really watch like daytime TV or the shows that are on there, and not live.
I think it's really just sports, isn't it? It's sports. Sometimes a little bit of Saturday night or Sunday night TV. That's pretty much it, man. Even when I was ill a couple of days ago, I didn't turn the daytime TV on because it's just shit TV.
Yeah, right? yeah. It's just filler, isn't it? It's like filler content.
Yeah.
And it's like even if films are on TV, you just don't like that. That's not where I'd go to watch a film now. There are dedicated platforms for that now. Plus YouTube, that's the thing now. Like if I'm at the end of the day, I want to chill out a little bit. I have the choice between do I put the TV on or actually no, I like the suggested videos that come to my YouTube channel now. It kind of knows what I like.
Yeah, so sometimes the shorter form content is nicer, isn't it?
Isn't it? Because I can get through a few, isn't it? It's like, oh, here's a Joe Rogan clip from his recent thing. Yes, that's appealing to me. I want to learn about that. Then there'll be like, might be like a Bhangra mix over here or something. Oh, okay, I might check that out. Then it might be something from Ali Abdel. Then it could be something about the mind, whatever it is. It just knows, and I'm like, that's a good selection of things I actually want to watch.
Yeah,
and I can flick in and out, find some new things, and you just have more control. I think that's what people like. That's what I like. It's just I can flip in, rather than if I'm watching something which is with breaks. Now, even like ads are the most annoying thing on TV.
I will never pay for premium YouTube. The day I do, you can mock me. I refuse to do it. I will not do it.
You know the hack that most people do for YouTube Premium. You just get the India subscription. It's like 10 rupees or something.
What do you mean the India subscription?
So you basically use a VPN to make it look like you're using your YouTube in India. So you pay the India rate, not the UK rate. Most people do that.
What? Really?
Yeah, mate. This is
look at this smile.
Yeah. It's like when I told you how to AirPlay to TV, you're like, what?
Yeah,
what is
I didn't know I could do that, man. I didn't know I could do that at all. So and I'm supposed to be the flipping technical one, yeah.
Mate, Iron Man. Okay. Who are you as an Avenger? Oh, we talked about Hawkeye.
I don't bloody remember.
No, you're not Hawkeye. You're Chris Pratt.
I'm Chris Pratt. You don't even call him his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Star-Lord.
Yeah, call yourself a bloody Avengers fan.
That's it. I'm a Tony Stark fan, man. I know he's Star-Lord.
Yeah, he's dead now. Sorry.
He messed it up, man. They were going to defeat.
He died.
They were going to defeat Thanos in oh shit, what's it called? Yeah, Endgame
on that planet. On that planet.
Yeah. And then you just got angry and you started punching him in the face. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Emotion.
Yeah, well, just come on, you're an Avenger, man.
How tight was that glove though? I kept thinking, like, hang on, Thanos, you got that gauntlet on tight, It's a very snug fit.
Come on, man.
They were pulling it off for a while. I was like, yo, just pull it off, boys. It's cool.
And it was coming, man. But then you think about it, it's like he should just chopped off his arm in it. Just ran off. Chopped off his arm, made the little portal thing, and he's going, whoop. That's it, gone.
Oh, yeah, it's true. If you just get the portal open, ching, his arm off. That's it, done. It's mine now.
Done.
It's mine.
Done.
Right.
That's it. Chop the arm off, man. That's what you need to do.
Oh man, why did no one ever think of that?
Trust me, man. Like it was so frustrating. Not YouTube. I was googling. I was like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do this after the film? And then my thing was about how do you bring Tony back? Use the stones, bring him back. I was just yeah.
They probably will at some point. If things go badly, they might bring him back. Who knows?
If things go badly,
No, genuinely, if things go badly, they might just bring him back. They're like, yeah, nostalgia,
Yeah.
let's go. Right, run it.
Love it, love it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm.
And I think that might be
And
it. I can give you one last thing,
oh, I can give you one last thing.
which I don't think that you'll be able to answer.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? Listeners,
It
Cindy's
is.
always challenging me. You know, I have such a challenging job. Only to come home
Oh, shut
to be
up.
challenged on the podcast. Like
What
somebody
you
asked me
do is-
today, "What's your
what you do is
podcast
lie.
about?" And I was like, "Indy's gonna just ask me tough questions." I was like, I
I
feel
don't ask you tough questions, do I? I'm
feel
like,
like
Darren,
I feel like a
tell me the meaning of
candidate.
this, and this.
Tell me the meaning of life. Right,
I don't tell you tough questions. I'm like, no. I'll give you like some context, easy ones.
go on,
Sometimes
go
I
on.
might
What's the
mix in
question?
one or two difficult ones.